Bruce Lee's article, which featured in Black Belt magazine in the early 70s on Jeet Kune Do. Part 2. Learning is definitely not mere imitation, nor is it the ability to accumulate and regurgitate fixed knowledge. Learning is a consistent process of discovery, a process without end. In Jeet Kune Do, we begin not by accumulating but by discovering the cause of our ignorance, a discovery that involves a shedding process. Unfortunately, most students in the martial arts are conformists. Instead of learning to depend on themselves for expression, they blindly follow their instructors, no longer feeling alone and finding security in mass imitation. The product of this imitation is a dependent mind. Independent inquiry, which is essential to genuine understanding, is sacrificed. Look around the martial arts and witness the assortment of routine performers, trick artists, desensitized robots, glorifiers of the past, and so on, all followers or exponents of organized despair. How often are we told by different sensei or masters that the martial arts are life itself, but how many of them truly understand what they are saying? Life is a constant movement, rhythmic as well as random. Life is constant change and not stagnation. Instead of choicely flowing with this process of change, many of these masters, past and present, have built an illusion of fixed forms, rigidly subscribing to traditional concepts and techniques of the art, solidifying, ever-flowing, dissecting the totality. The most pitiful sight is to see sincere students earnestly repeating those imitative drills, listening to their own screams and spiritual yells. In most cases, the means these sensei offer their students are so elaborate that the student must give tremendous attention to them until gradually he loses sight of the end. The students end up performing their methodical routines as a mere conditioned response rather than responding to what is. They no longer listen to circumstances, they recite the circumstances. These poor souls have unwittingly become trapped in the miasma of classical martial arts training. A teacher, a really good sensei, is never a giver of truth. He is a guide, a pointer to the truth that the student must discover for himself. A good teacher therefore studies each student individually and encourages the student to explore himself both internally and externally until ultimately the student is integrated with his being. For example, a skillful teacher might spur his student's growth by confronting him with certain frustrations. A good teacher is a catalyst. Besides possessing deep understanding, he must also have a responsive mind with a great flexibility and sensitivity. A finger pointing to the moon. There is no standard in total combat, and expression must be free. This liberating truth is a reality only insofar as it is experienced and lived by the individual himself. It is a truth that transcends styles or disciplines. Remember, too, that Jeet Kune Do is merely a term, a label to be used as a boat to get once across. It is to be discarded and not carried on one's back. He's saying treat it like it's a boat, a means to get you across water, and then once you've got across water you just leave the boat there, you don't carry it on your back. Not taking it to water again. These few paragraphs are at best finger pointing to the moon. Please do not take the finger to be the moon or fix your gaze so intently on the finger as to miss all the beautiful sights of heaven. After all, the usefulness of the finger is in pointing away from itself to the light which illuminates finger, moon and all. After all, the usefulness of the finger is in pointing away from itself to the light which illuminates finger and all. if you like that article, you can subscribe to our channel, give us a like, add your comments below, and we'll get back to you on those as soon as we can. And then go share this with all your family, friends and others who are ardent Bruce Lee fans. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and listen to this article from Black Belt Magazine, where Bruce Lee stamped conformity and so forth in his article on Jeet Kune Do in the early 70s.